Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuouki Zuisoroku. And this is going to be our last video with the game, for now. Kyoto Winds will be coming out next week, so I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to go ahead and skip Inoue and Shimada and Kondo and some of these other characters that I don't think other people will care quite as much about. So yeah, I think Amagiri will be the last character we'll go ahead and do the scene from for this. If only he would be a romance option as well, but no. Well, let's go say our farewell to this game with him. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Okay, so the first choice was to infiltrate Shimbara, which I skipped because in the last episode I did Shiranui, and I had to make that same choice before, so I had saved the game there so I could just come right back here. So this time we have to choose find someone right away. But this time, instead of reporting immediately, we're gonna wait a little longer. I'll wait just a little longer. My father might still come. He could be running late or have something he needed to do first. I was concerned about why the group of warriors was gathered here, though. As quietly as possible, I nudged open the sliding door a crack and looked around inside.
Hey, you girl! What are you doing over there?
Huh? A voice called out from behind me, and I spun around quickly to see a warrior wobbling on his feet, face bright red. Even drunk, his face was full of suspicion, and the glare he leveled at me was fierce.
Were you listening at our party?
No! Oh no, what should I do? Excuse, a better one than you used with Shiranui. If they learned that I was part of the Shinsengumi, our whole plan to find out what was happening at this meeting would be ruined. I had to think of something fast. It's my first time working for a large party such as this one, so I'm quite nervous. I desperately blurted out what I thought was the most reasonable excuse, but his expression didn't change. For several long moments he studied me, his eyes narrowed until eventually...
I see. I understand. I'll help you then. Teach you all there is to know about being a geisha.
I don't trust that. Huh? Oh.
Don't be so shy. Always a first time for everything, you know. I'll let you in on ways to melt any man's heart.
Yeah, definitely shady. No, Oh, I got dragged in. He came closer and began jostling me into the room. I tried my best to shrug him off and politely decline, but he was already too far into his cups to notice or even hear my protests. I hadn't intended to actually go into the room. This wasn't good. I braced myself, attempting to calm my racing heart. Stay calm, Chizuru, stay calm. The party inside seemed to be in full swing, judging by the sprawls of several warriors that had fallen asleep from drinking too much already. Well, that makes things a little easier that they're all drunk. And no sign of my father among them. My shoulders dropped in disappointment. It looked like the bald man we heard rumors about hadn't been him after all. I needed to let everyone know.
Hey, woman, my cup is empty. Hurry and fill it.
Oh, yes, right away. I hurried to do as he ordered. Once the sake was poured, I pulled back, my job done.
It's too boring drinking by myself. I know. You drink too.
What? I'm sorry. I can't drink alcohol.
What the hell? You call yourself a geisha? Just hurry up and drink. Come now, don't be mean to the new geisha. It's better to be over by me, girl.
Oh great, I got drunks fighting over me. Ah! The ronin drinking next to him shifted toward me, his hand grasping onto my arm to pull me closer to him.
Hey, bastard, I had my eye on her first. She's mine.
I'm nobody's, I'm my own woman.
The hell are you talking about? You're drunk. Go sleep over in the pile. I'll play cards with you, girl. What do you say?
Amagiri, where are you? Both men tugged on my arms, one on either side. You're tearing me apart! Neither one of them was listening to me, more concerned in their drunken states with keeping me away from the other than my wishes or well-being. I had no idea how to escape this mess. At this rate, I was... At that moment, a warrior who'd been drinking in the back of the room by himself stood. Here's who I've been waiting for.
Gah!
Urgh. His hands chomped down like sword blades, knocking both men unconscious. That's my Amagiri. I finally got a clear look at his face.
Are you hurt at all? I apologize for the rudeness of my companions. I informed them that the restoration would be possible if we extended a hand to the people of Kyoto. Therefore, any form of violence was strictly prohibited. But it seems...
I gulped, my legs beginning to shake. This man was a demon named Amagiri. He was usually with Kazuma. But he's the best one of them.
What's the matter? Do I have something on my face?
Oh, no! Maybe he didn't recognize me. I was dressed as a geisha, completely different than how I looked every other time he'd seen me. Now, I think he knows.
The air in here is stale and rank. Would you like to join me in the hallway?
Yes. There was no reason for me to say no. Besides, I didn't want more men to grab at me, so I stepped out of the room with Amagiri. He'll protect me. Thank you very much for rescuing me back there. I've never attended a banquet before, so I'm not sure how to deal with that many customers yet. I still need a lot of training. He made no move to interrupt my babble. Instead, he simply listened to me speak, his gaze heavy. When I petered out...
You're dressed as a woman today. I see. It suits you.
He just goes straight to it, not like the other guys who let me make a fool of myself forever. Yeah, Amagiri's not the type to toy with people. Icy tendrils of fear ran up my back. You have nothing to fear from him. He's the most honorable of them. He already knew who I was?
But I'm curious, why is one such as you under the Shinsengumi's protection, alone in such a place? And wearing a kimono like that?
For fun? Oh, there's a good reason. I couldn't tell him why I was actually there, of course, but my attempt at subterfuge to derail his suspicion faltered when I was unable to come up with anything he would believe. Well, at least I didn't make any stupid excuses like with Shiranui. It appeared to be all for naught, though, as his face shifted into one of dawning understanding.
Ah, you were undergoing a secret investigation then. If so, perhaps I shouldn't have caused a commotion in there.
Oh, no. I shook my head, trying to deny his words, but...
You have no need to hide it. I am, in fact, here for a similar purpose.
You are? His head turned to glance back at the room we just left, and he nodded.
We've also heard rumors of extremists gathering in Shimbara for suspicious meetings every night.
So that's not your group here?
It seems they plan to attack the headquarters of the Shinsengumi. They think this will make the city of Kyoto more sympathetic to their cause.
Spoken so matter-of-factly in a serious voice, I shivered. The fact that he was there meant he was going to join in and take part in the attack? My fears must have shown on my face, because Amagiri gave a small smile.
I came here to stop that plot, according to a direct request from the Satsuma domain. It's true that I understand why these warriors have a deep-seated grudge against the Shinsengumi. But you are also keeping the peace in Kyoto, which is necessary and admirable.
Which is what he's all about. Which is why I love him.
So it is my responsibility to step forward and halt their plans. Do not worry.
Having finished speaking the most words I'd ever heard him say at once, and seemingly holding no interest in retrieving me for Kazuma, he concluded our conversation by smoothly turning and walking away. Before he'd gotten very far, he suddenly halted and looked back at me.
Oh yes, the kimono you're wearing suits you very well.
Ah, thank you for saying that before you left.
I wish I was able to see you this way in a less unfortunate situation and setting. Farewell.
I wish you were too! He courteously dipped his head toward me before returning to the large room. Was it really okay to leave it to him? He said he would take care of it, but could we truly trust him to keep his word? Good question. A few days later, well, I guess Chizuru trusted him. I guess that means I didn't go to Hijikata about it. The daily gathering of Ronin in Shimbara abruptly stopped with no warning. Amagiri had promised, and it seemed that he spoke true. I wasn't sure if he had stepped in himself to take care of it, but it looked like the situation had changed at least. The most diplomatic solving of it. Well done, Chizuru. I'm ever so glad to hear that you didn't come to harm while you were on your mission. I was a bit worried that you would have to deal with some sort of particularly nasty customer. I did, but Amagiri helped. No, I was fine, really. Besides, when else was I going to get to dress up like a geisha? I had a lot of fun. I'm happy you viewed it as a pleasant experience. You were exceedingly lovely, like a delicate flower. It's unfortunate we did not gain any information regarding your father, but I promise I will continue looking. Please do not give up. Sen is so sweet. Alright, Thank you for everything you've done for me. Send my regards to Kimigiku as well. I'm very grateful. I waved cheerfully to Sen, who was seeing me off, and began to head toward the gate entrance to Shimbara.
Ah, there you are, Chizuru Yukimura.
The large man must have spotted me as he crossed the threshold. He changed directions immediately to come toward me. Why was he there? I tensed in nervous anticipation. Oh, relax. Hello there, Amagiri. It's been a while. She smiled easily, and he bowed to her respectfully.
Indeed it has. I apologize for not finding the time to come see you.
That's perfectly all right. You seem to be well at least. If your appearance is any indication. Sen, you know him? Amagiri answered for her.
She kindly assisted us when we first arrived in Kyoto. And that was 3 years ago now.
Oh, I didn't do much. I see you are as proper as ever. Perhaps a bit too stuffy. Oh. I tugged on her arm to move her a short distance away and leaned close to whisper in her ear urgently. I know you can't help but be kind to everyone, but he's part of the faction that wants to end the Shinsengumi. He's incredibly strong and dangerous. Be careful. To my surprise, she simply giggled. Amagiri is a man with impeccable manners who values tradition in everything. No need to worry. Precisely, which is why I want him so badly. I may not look it, but I am a good judge of character. Then... I glanced over at him, politely standing where we left him, a few feet away. His face was stern as he studied us. If he knew what we spoke about, he gave no indication.
Regarding the secretive meetings that were held here up until recently, my attempt at stopping them was successful. They no longer plan to attack your headquarters. I may have overstepped my bounds by interfering, but what's done is done. I came to report to you this information.
Oh, how considerate. Oh. I stood rooted to the spot, my feelings in turmoil. Amagiri resumed speaking, clueless of my inner struggle.
I am pleased to have had the honor of seeing both princesses today, if you would excuse me.
He bowed deeply before continuing on his way. See? He's extremely nice, isn't he? Yeah. But he was often in the company of Kazuma. I understood enough not to readily trust him just because he helped us once, but it was only thanks to him that we were now able to keep the rest of the Shinsengumi safe. The next time we crossed paths, we were likely going to be enemies again. Regardless, I knew I was grateful to Amagiri for what he had done. I looked up at the sky and silently offered up my thanks to him. He just seems like he would be a really great guy to be with. You know, like a perfect gentleman, but also strong and protective. Somewhat the silent type in a way, but also very intelligent. Oh, he's so awesome. Well, yeah, as I said, for now that's it for Hakuouki Zuisoroku, Stories of the Shinsengumi. Hope to see you next week for Kyoto Winds. I'd love to see you there or on some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.